Hello everyone and welcome to the Mason Mind, a channel to discover the unknown. India is a country full of mystery and diverse religious denominations with significant disparities in wealth. From the spiritual realm to the realm of commerce, it exhibits a vibrant tapestry. In India, there is a family that has a lineage of nearly 150 years, making it one of the oldest and wealthiest families. Rumors abound in society comparing their status in India to that of Samsung in South Korea. They are the Tata Group. A century ago, they were already the richest in India, and there is almost no field in which Tata hasn't ventured. People often say that they wake up in the morning to alarms produced by Tata, ride in Tata-manufactured cars when going out, pass through steel bridges constructed by Tata, work in companies under the Tata umbrella, make phone calls using Tata telecommunications, buy groceries from supermarkets owned by Tata after work, and then go home to drink tea produced by Tata. The lives of the people in India are closely connected to this company. In India, there is a big city called Jamshedpur, located in the eastern Indian state of Jharkhand. Pur means city, and Jamshed represents the founder of the Tata Group, Jamsetji Tata. The people in India are more accustomed to calling Jamshedpur the city of steel. As the name suggests, India's steel industry began here. The pioneering figure behind it all is the founder of India's foremost conglomerate, the Tata Group, who is known as the father of Indian industry, Jamsetji Tata. Jamsetji Tata, born in 1839 in a small town in the Gujarat state, shares the same home state as India's current Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was also born in Gujarat. At the age of 14, Jamsetji came to Mumbai with his father. In 1869, he established a textile mill in Mumbai. 2 years later, he sold the mill and went to the UK, where he studied the Lancashire cotton trade in depth. At that time, the UK was known as the workshop of the world, with the constant roar of machinery, this stark contrast with India, which was still fragmented and impoverished. Cotton from India was shipped to the UK, processed into yarn, and woven into fabric, and then exported back to India at significantly higher prices, resulting in enormous profit margins. This vast profit potential both pained and inspired the young entrepreneur. With his innate business acumen, he believed that he could make a difference in his awakened homeland, India. Therefore, he decisively gave up the lucrative opportunities of working in the UK and returned to India to embark on a new entrepreneurial journey. He pooled his resources and acquired a bankrupt oil mill, transforming it into a textile mill. In 1877, the factory officially began production. This factory was a representation of advanced productive forces in India at the time, not only introduced the most advanced spinning technology, but also pioneered Western management practices. The location was strategically chosen near cotton-growing areas and railways, with ample water and fuel sources. The factory quickly surpassed the major textile companies of the British Raj in India and achieved a remarkable feat in the commercial realm of India, which was still a British colony at the time. Textiles represented light industry, while steel represented heavy industry. As an advocate for industrial development, Jamsetji believed that India's freedom must be built upon a solid industrial foundation. To this end, he always hoped to establish an indigenous steel plant in India. India has unique advantages for developing the steel industry, with vast reserves of potential iron ore deposits exceeding 20 billion tons. In 2021, the country's iron ore reserves ranked 7th globally, following Australia, Brazil, Russia, China, Ukraine, and Canada. India's iron ore production in 2022 was approximately 250 million tons, with exports reaching 26 million tons, accounting for about 10.4% of its total production. In 1899, to stimulate the economy and provide greater opportunities for Indian capital, the Viceroy of India, George Curzon, opened mining concessions. In the same year, reliable iron ore deposits were discovered in southern and central India. Jamsetji realized that India's golden age of steel had arrived. After witnessing the Industrial Revolution in the UK and the US, he proposed 3 lifelong goals for the freedom of India: establishing a steel plant, a power plant, and a world-class research institution. In the last 22 years of his life, Jamsetji tirelessly worked towards establishing India's first steel plant. In 1900, he visited the emerging industrial powerhouse, the United States, and through industry contacts, he found renowned exploration expert Charles Page Perrin. Jamsetji vigorously invited Perrin to come to India as his consulting engineer. However, before exploration could begin, Jamsetji's heart started to fail. He entrusted his wishes to his cousin, JRD Tata. Although Jamsetji passed away, he left behind a spiritual legacy that established two principles for the future generations of the Tata family: loyalty to the nation as entrepreneurs and loyalty to employees and shareholders. Following the tradition of Indian old families, his eldest son, Dorabji Tata, took over as chairman of the Tata Group with the assistance of his uncle JRD Tata, and they continued the dream of steel in India. The first two large-scale exploration attempts were abandoned due to inadequate water sources near the mining areas. It wasn't until 1907 that they selected a place called Sakchi, which became India's first steel plant. Today, it remains one of the world's most advanced and environmentally friendly steel plants in terms of production capacity and sustainability. After realizing the dream of steel, the focus shifted to establishing a university. Dorabji Tata was knighted in January 1910 by Edward VII, becoming Sir Dorabji Tata. In 1909, the Indian Institute of Science was founded in Bangalore. Today, it produces over 2,000 young researchers annually, carrying forward Jamsetji's ideals. He had previously established substantial scholarships, and more than a quarter of Indian students studying in Western countries, including the UK, received support from the Tata scholarships. In 1918, Ratanji passed away at the young age of 47 in the UK. In the midst of grief, his brother Dorabji decided to establish a trust fund in his name. In 1919, the Sir Ratan Tata Trust was officially formed, and Ratanji's entire estate was included in the foundation. The funds were dedicated to education, charitable causes, industrial support, and national development, pioneering charitable trust funds in India. Also in 1919, New India Assurance was founded by Dorabji, which is one of the largest general insurance companies in India. The descendants of the Tata family have followed the same approach towards their created wealth. Dorabji himself set an example by donating his entire estate. In 1932, the Sir Dorabji Tata and allied trusts were established. This is why the Tata family is not the richest in India today. This act not only diluted the ownership of Tata companies in the hands of family members, but also established a redesigned corporate control structure that transformed the Tata family from a traditional family business to a true entrepreneurial family. It maintained effective control of the family over the enterprises, while avoiding issues such as disputes among siblings and heirs that often arise in succession. This continuity aligns with Jamsetji's consistent thinking that the wealth of the Tata family belongs not only to the descendants, but also to the people of India. Over 100 years later today, the first steel mill has transformed from the marshes and jungles it was built upon to become one of India's most developed cities with a population of over 1 million. It boasts extensive green spaces, gardens, sports fields, and high-rise residential buildings. Its level of modernization is no less than that of developed metropolises in Europe and America. The city's administrator is none other than Tata Group. During World War I, Tata truly reached the pinnacle of its development. The British colonial authorities required a large quantity of railway tracks and steel to be transported to the battlefields in West Asia and North Africa. They began placing orders with Tata Steel, which had a geographical advantage. During the war, Tata Steel sold 1,500 miles of railway tracks and nearly 300,000 tons of steel, generating a profit of 23.5 million rupees. After the end of the war, Tata became the leader in India's national steel industry. While establishing the steel mill, Dorabji also fulfilled his father's aspirations by founding the Tata Hydroelectric Power Supply Company in 1910, which became India's first hydroelectric power station at the time. In the following years, he also established the Andhra Valley Power Supply Company in 1916 and Tata Power Company in 1919, taking on the responsibility of industrial and lighting electricity supply for Mumbai and even all of India. Additionally, Dorabji opened enterprises in cement, coal mining, flour, and other industries as well. After Dorabji's passing, his cousin JRD Tata, who had assisted in establishing the steel mill, took over the burden of the family business. He also became the guiding figure for Tata's entry into the aviation industry. How did a steel production company venture into aviation? It had a lot to do with JRD's personal experiences. JRD was born in Paris, France, and had always aspired to fly. He dreamed of becoming a pilot from a young age. In 1929, at the age of 24, he became the first Indian to receive a pilot's license. JRD's second dream was to pursue engineering studies at the University of Cambridge in the United Kingdom. However, he ultimately returned to India in response to his father's call, joining the Tata Group and starting as an unpaid apprentice at the steel mill. He worked his way up until he took over the family business. However, his deep yearning for the blue sky destined him to not settle for a smooth succession, but to make a mark in the aviation industry. In 1932, India's first commercial airmail flight took off from Karachi and landed in Mumbai. JRD Tata piloted the inaugural flight, marking the beginning of Tata Airlines. In April 1932, Tata won a contract to carry mail for Imperial Airways from the British Indian government and significantly boosted Tata Airlines' revenue. In 1938, the Mumbai-Delhi route was opened. During World War II, Tata Airlines assisted the British Royal Air Force in troop movements, shipping of supplies, rescue of refugees, and maintenance of aircraft. After India gained independence, Tata Airlines was renamed Air India and became one of the world-renowned airlines, becoming a new pillar of the Tata enterprise. However, with the end of World War II and India's declaration of independence, a major reshuffling was about to take place. Tata Airlines had thrived to the extent that even the Indian government desired to own it. In 1953, India Prime Minister Nehru personally intervened, hoping to nationalize the civil aviation industry, including Air India. However, Air India was not just a new pillar of the Tata Group, but also the culmination of JRD's 20 years of dedication. He had written numerous letters to Nehru, but to no avail. An even more troublesome issue arose when Nehru expressed his desire for JRD to continue serving as the chairman of domestic and international airlines after handing over the company. This raised concerns for JRD because accepting this appointment would encourage the government to nationalize other industries with minimal compensation and appoint industry leaders to serve the government. As a result, the leaders of Tata's core departments came together to discuss whether to accept this appointment, leading to heated debates. In the end, considering the family's ancestral commitment to the nation and JRD's exceptional personal relationship with Nehru, in 1953, Tata Group sold the airline business to the central government. JRD endured the pain of betrayal and the hijacking of the enterprise, and he began serving as the chairman of both companies. He diligently fulfilled this role for 25 years until the government resigned him from his position in 1978. Afterward, the service quality and performance of Air India plummeted. In addition to the outstanding achievements in the aviation industry, during JRD's 50-year tenure, he successfully led the family into numerous industries, including chemicals, automobiles, tea, hotels, pharmaceuticals, financial services, information consulting, watches, accessories, telecommunications, retail, insurance, and many more. Tata became India's foremost business group. With JRD's unwavering support, the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Tata Memorial Hospital, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and National Center for Performing Arts, NCPA, were established one after another. In 1993, JRD passed away in Geneva and was buried in Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris. With his departure, an era came to an end. In November 2015, Boeing and Tata announced the establishment of a joint venture named Tata Boeing Aerospace Limited in India for manufacturing aircraft structures. They also collaborated on opportunities for system integration development. This joint venture aimed to create an exceptional manufacturing center for producing aerospace structures, particularly for the AH-64 Apache, and provide affordable manufacturing capabilities for the global aerospace industry. In 2023, Tata Boeing Aerospace Limited shipped the vertical fin structure for the Boeing 737 aircraft from its advanced facility in Hyderabad. The vertical fin was delivered to the Boeing manufacturing facility in Renton, Washington, for integration into the final Boeing 737 aircraft. In 2022, after 69 years of separation from the Tata Group, Air India was finally bought back by Tata Group for nearly $2.4 billion, bringing the airline back under Tata Group's ownership. This marked the end of the government's struggle to divest from the loss-making enterprise. Furthermore, in 2023, Tata Group secured a contract with Apple and became the fourth Indian company and the only Indian company to assemble Apple iPhones. It is reported that Tata Group will assemble iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Plus in India, which is expected to create more employment opportunities for the Indian people and strengthen Tata Group's commercial empire in the upcoming future. According to records, Tata Group currently has 29 publicly listed Tata companies with a total market value of $311 billion. It can be said that Tata Group, under the Tata family's leadership, has become a colossal entity in India. Through generations of inheritance and development, Tata family businesses have evolved into internationally renowned enterprises. With their vast assets, they are fully capable of sustaining and further expanding their commercial empire. That's all for today's sharing. Please hit the like button and share if you like this video. Feel free to leave a comment below. If you like our channel, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. See you in the next episode. Let's discover the unknown together.